I'm Anita. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, do well to click on that subscribe button to join this beautiful family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks, and thanks for always sticking around. So in today's video, just as the title says, I am here to share this story with you guys. I know your ears are already itching, and it's been a long time actually. I've just been looking for the best time to share it here. Before I share this with you guys, I would like to introduce something to the students who are coming to the UK. If you're a student coming into the UK, I want to introduce Amber Students to you. Amber is a platform where you can book your accommodation from every part of the world, so long as you're a student. There are so many advantages booking your accommodation with Amber. The first one I would say is easy search. So you can either search by universities or you search by locality. What do I mean by this? If you're coming to University of Derby, is either you type Derby or you type University of Derby. Amber also have several room choices for you. They have over 1 million beds across. They have en suites, they have dorms, they have shared rooms. Whichever one you want, it's just there for you to make your choices from. Also, their accommodations are situated very close to the universities or the city centers. That's way you don't need to travel a very long time just to go to school or to go to the town. They are also all bills inclusive. There are no hidden fees, no extra charges. Once you make your bookings, whatever you're charged, that is what you're paying. If you're a student and you're coming into the UK, quickly go to my description box. You would find a link there. The link will take you directly to their site where you book your accommodations. And also, if you know anyone who is coming into the UK as a student, kindly share the link to the person so that the person can book his or her accommodations. The earlier, the better, you guys. Back to this story that I know that everyone is interested in. On the 1st of December, I put in my 1 month notice of resignation to the company who recruited me to the UK to work as a domiciliary healthcare assistant. If you're wondering why did she leave, there were days I was tired. There were days I thought I was mentally ill. Like, it was as if it was taking my sanity away from me. I leave very early to work. Okay, so you leave your house around 6 in order to around 6:20, because that's when I normally leave, so that I can get there by 7 o'clock, because most times your clients are, or the service users rather, you usually get the ones of 7 o'clock, maybe because of personal care, medications, and all of that. So most times your clients, you see them around 7 in the morning. So you leave very early and then sometimes you come back really very late. And you know one thing with domiciliary care, it's not like you're going to a particular place. You're not going to a particular place, you're visiting so many places, you're visiting so many service users. So in a day, let's say you might have up to 14 to 15, sometimes 18 clients in a day. Then you leave your house by 6, then you go to this service users place. So let's say you go to house A, you do 7 o'clock to 7:30. You go to house B, you do 7:45 to 8:15. Most times they are 30 minutes, most times you get 45 minutes call, most times you get 15 minutes call. Yeah, some 15 minutes call. I think what they usually call it is the well-being check. So you don't really have much that you're doing. Maybe if the person has a medication to take and the person is maybe can do it by himself or herself, what you just need to do is to make sure that person has taken his or her medication. Then basically that's what you do. It's usually for medication, to make sure that your service user has had his or her medication. So that's why you get some 15 minutes call. But I'm not saying you don't get like 1 hour calls, 2 hour calls, but it's really rare from my end. I don't know for some other companies, or but then we rarely have long hour calls. You can visit a particular client in a day for 4 or 3 times, and it's just 30 or 45 minutes. 30 or 45 minutes, you do the morning call, you do the afternoon call, you do the evening call. So at the end of it all, returning home, because the buses won't take you obviously to the person's house. The buses will just drop you at the bus stop. Then you start walking from there. So the walking was much. The job itself isn't stressful, because coming for health, if you're coming as a healthcare assistant, of course you should know what you're going to do. Your job description is there. You're going to do personal care, you're going to cook sometimes, you're going to feed sometimes, you're going to help them with toileting needs and all of that. So of course you know. So it's when you don't know what you're coming to do, that's when I guess maybe you're going to find it difficult. So the job itself was not really difficult for me, but my problem was walking. In fact, my leg has walked the whole of South. Guys, guys, I'm not joking. My leg has covered the whole of South End roads. I was always walking. And the funny thing is, on Sundays, the buses rarely turn up. The buses rarely turn up on Sundays, and sometimes you walk for 46 minutes, sometimes you walk for 30 something minutes, sometimes you walk. When I'm saying 45, 46 minutes, it's not like you walk for 46 minutes and now get a bus back. You walk to and fro 46 minutes. So if the service user you finished from, if his house or her house is far from the other person's house and it's about, let's say, 46 minutes, and you're going to go back from there to another service user who is quite far. So let's say the first one you went to is about 46 minutes to the next one, and the next one is about 35 minutes to the other one. This is how you just keep walking around. So it was quite stressful for me. It was quite stressful. So where the issue started was, okay, so at the initial stages of it, I was just doing the job until I started being sick. Most times I'll be very sick that I might not even be able to get up from my bed the next day. It will be as if my whole bones are broken, and some days I come back from work, I don't even eat because I feel so tired to get what to eat. Now, the problem is the job is not stressful. I don't know, someone else might tell you that the job is stressful for the person, but to me, the job itself was not stressful, because there were times where a friend of mine took me to some of my appointments, and it wasn't really, I didn't feel anything that day. It was more like from one place. So that's why I would say, if you're coming for domiciliary care jobs, it's better you just make provisions for driving. That's just it. Because I think that would be the only remedy to it. Because if you're not driving, man, the moment you're coming out from this house, you're trekking. It's more like every day you just say, "Hey God, how will I keep walking around?" So some days I would come back even with swollen feet, my feet were getting swollen unnecessarily. So most times I would always come back. I would use some hot water bag on my feet, on my waist, on my back. It was really that bad. On one occasion, I had an encounter with the NHS, the emergency NHS. I went there after they did all the whole test and everything. They really didn't conduct all the whole tests, because they referred me back to my GP. They referred me back to my GP, but they did some other tests, and they gave me some. Did I say some? They gave me a whole lot of drugs. Not like they gave me, they're going to give you a list, then you go to the pharmacy and pick up your drugs. So, not like you pick it up, you have to pay, because the treatment is what is free. Then, when they give you your drugs, but however, some people don't pay for the drugs. I think if you're a British citizen, or if you're from the age of a pensioner or something. Guys, I don't know. I don't know much about this one, but then I know there are some people who don't pay for drugs, because some of my clients, I pick up their drugs from the pharmacy and they don't pay for it. So, but let me not go into it. I don't know. So, but I paid for mine. Then I started taking those drugs. Thank God they were effective. At least the pains reduced. But after I sent my sister the drugs, my sister was like, "These are all pain reliefs. How would you be taking all of this?" So I mentioned I was almost losing my sanity, which was actually true. There were some days when, and that was just the height of it. There were days when I would wake up in the morning and I don't feel like, I don't feel excited waking up. So I would just wake up and I feel so terrible about the day. And I'm like, I can't wait for the day to end. Whenever my alarm wakes me up, because my alarm is always by 5 o'clock, I feel so angry and sad. In fact, there were times my mom or maybe my sister or anyone would call and I'll be like, I don't feel like talking, I'm tired. I didn't just want to talk to anybody. So I was not happy with life. Let me put it that way. So I was not just happy and I started thinking about it because I don't feel as a human being, you should not be excited about seeing the next day. So that was when I knew that I think I should do something else. So I went to my manager. I asked her that I want to review my contract because I needed to know what it entails. Yeah, I see so many YouTubers talking about you reading your contract very well and all of that. Guys, it's actually very important for you to do it before you sign anything. Just go through it, know what is in there. Not like I didn't read mine, but I didn't really read it like word to word. At least I can say this is what it entails and all of that. So, but I needed to at that point because I was thinking of resignation and because it's not up to 6 months that I have worked. I had a copy of it, of course, and I've gone through my own copy. And I just needed to speak to her. She asked me to call the HR, which I did. And after I communicated with them, I told them what was on ground, that my health is being affected and all of that. And yeah, I put in my 1 month notice of resignation. So it was going to be effective on the 1st of January. It was a lot. Putting in this thing and understanding that you came here and you would also be needing a tier 2 sponsorship to remain here because if you don't get a job, I think the home office gives 60 days. I don't know if it has changed, but I think they give you 60 days. If you can't get another employer, you're leaving the country. At that point, I was thinking about a lot. I was like, when would this whole thing, where would it take me to? Where am I heading to? Where is this whole thing going to end at? You don't know your fate, let me put it that way. So I would always call my sister. I don't want to get emotional, but then I'll call my sister, and sister was like, "Oh, this is a lot for you." And I knew I was the one that helped you get this job with my friend. She was trying to blame herself, and I told her, no, no. If within 60 days and I don't find what to do, off I go. Guys, it wasn't that easy. So I don't know why it's easy for me to say now, off I go. Like I will carry my things and go back to Nigeria. It was after I resigned, I moved to my sister's. So the other part of the gist, I want you to subscribe to this channel and I'll be giving you the other part of the gist. But then on the 1st of January, I resigned. Yes. So, normally you would have your rota that you would work with. So on my rota, as the day was getting closer, normally you would see what you're going to do the next week. You're going to see your rota. You're going to see your rota for the next week. So, but then mine wasn't coming up again. So it had this note on it. Anita has left the company, something of that sort, and the last day of her last day of work is on the first. On the first, right? Yeah. So I was like, this is becoming a reality, really. So after first, there is nothing I'm going to ever be doing. So what I did was I moved to my sister's after after I resigned. After my last day of work, I moved to my sister's. I was there eating free food because I wasn't spending anything. Every day I would eat. In fact, I wasn't thinking about my problems again. So I was just there. So I don't want this video to be so long. I'll be dropping the next video to tell you guys what's up with my life. I'll tell you the end of it all, yes, because I was like being scared. The next video, I would obviously be telling you guys what my life is all about now. So guys, do well to subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications so that you get notified at any time I post a video. Till then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.